Hello again, everyone. Today we're doing these super cute anti-V-Day nails. I was so in love with these that I wanted to do them on myself, and I had literally just finished doing my own nails before I started this client. I've been working on my charm retention lately because I've been seeing so many incredible sets that I want to recreate, but they need charms. That's always been a weak spot in my work. So for this set, I wanted to start practicing what I'd learned, and I went easy with some pearls on 4 of her nails. And then for the rest, we did some hand painting, which is, of course, easy peasy for me at this point in my career. We'll talk more about the art and some other things on my mind once we get to the painting. For now, enjoy the crusty cuticle cleanup. I hope you enjoyed the skincare part of the service as much as I did. Something funny I noticed over this last week. In my last video, I mentioned how sometimes the Gel X tips will start to pop off before you can fully cure them, so you have to make sure that you flash cure for longer periods of time. Well, Gel X tips popping off before the full cure is done is actually not normal. I had no idea, but my flash cure lamp was dying. That's why everything was popping off. The lamp wasn't working the way it was supposed to. I didn't know, but the lamp I use, instead of just not turning on when it dies, it will instead slowly become weaker and weaker. I had no idea it was dying because I was getting used to its weak light with each use. Kind of like the frog in the boiling pot of water metaphor. I had no idea what was going on until it was too late. That's just another lesson for technicians experiencing problems with retention or application. Most of the time, when techs reach out for help, the first response is, well, have you gone over your prep? But this time, it actually was that my equipment wasn't working properly. That definitely made me feel better. I always love seeing when clients do that little like hand stretch thing once I let go of their hands after doing something for a long time. Kind of reminds me like, hey, you know, there's another person in front of you getting this service done. Don't, take all the time in the world. So for this look, the main colors that I'm using are both by Apres. The red that I'm painting with right here is called Smoker's Lounge. It's this dark but not super dark warm red. And then this white that I'm painting with is called Baby's Breath. It's a really soft, semi-transparent white. It layers up to like full opacity, I would say, after like 3 coats. So if you're looking for like a softer alternative to Funny Bunny by OPI, this is fantastic. If I need a specific color for a design, I'm always going to try to find that color in Apres. Their brushes are genuinely so worth the hype. They're incredibly thin, but they still hold a good bit of polish in them. And it's nice because on most of my gel services, I do a dry e-file manicure with the flame bit, which creates that nice little cuticle pocket to paint underneath for that seamless, like my nails grew out this color look. Most of the time with other brands, you'd have to use a liner brush to paint underneath that pocket, but with Apres brushes, they're so thin that you can do it with the brush straight out of the bottle. I know it's out of focus, I'm sorry, but like, can you see how close I get to the skin here? And then I lift this up because she's got that writing bump callus on her finger, so I have to get underneath that. But I'm not using a liner brush. I can literally put the brush that comes straight out of the bottle in that tiny little space, and it still looks perfect, so you can see it a little bit better now. Like, that's flawless. I just love these brushes. I know it's kind of hard to see with this angle, I'm sorry, but I'm airbrushing the center of the nails that are outlined in the silver chrome. I wanted to talk a little bit about airbrushing and why it is so important to have a nail technician's license or at least a cosmetology license to be a practicing nail tech or to do nails on yourself at home with anything other than regular nail lacquer. Airbrushing is obviously a more advanced nail art technique and it requires a good bit of equipment to do, but regardless, I have still seen people without a license doing their nails at home with equipment like airbrushes. There are a lot of things that need to be understood before you start airbrushing, primarily that anyone in the room while you're airbrushing is at risk for, at the very least, a headache, and at the worst, a gel allergy if they're not wearing the right kind of protection. Think about it. Uncured gel polish full of chemicals that are not meant to be ingested, and then straight up acetone being atomized right into the air that you and your client are breathing in. This is not me saying that no one should be airbrushing. It's completely safe with the right kind of face mask, and it looks great. It's one of my favorite techniques. I'm just saying that things like this would not be known to someone who does not have a nail technician's license because they never would have gotten a chance to learn it unless they read all the fine print on the instructions that came with the airbrush. This is just one of the dozens of things I believe should not be accessible to anyone without a tech license. I once had a client come to me asking for help with some problems with her hands and her feet. She was describing that her nails felt very thin and that when she took showers, she could feel the heat of the water on her nail beds through her nail plates. She then said when she got out of the shower, all of the skin around her nail plates were swollen and white, like it was dead skin, but when she tried to clip it, it would hurt. She noticed that this didn't happen to her husband. I got to doing her nails and realized pretty quickly what was going on. Someone had e-filed her nails so thin that she could feel temperature through them. And then for the skin around her nails, someone had clipped too much living skin on all of her fingers and toes, so her body was trying to make more skin rapidly to protect the area where she lost all that skin. Similarly, when I got to doing her feet, I noticed that the bottoms of her feet were raw. Someone had used a specific kind of foot file that, when it's used improperly, can cause some serious damage. I was explaining all of this to her and she was nodding along, interested in what I was saying. And then after a couple of minutes, I asked her where she was getting her nails done before she came to see me. She told me she was doing them herself at home. Instantly, everything made sense. I explained to her that all of the problems that she was struggling with were results of things that she was doing to herself, and that she needed to stop using that foot file, and she had to start coming to get her nails and toes professionally done. I knew that she could afford it, by the way. This wasn't a problem of money that was preventing her from paying someone else to do it for her. She showed me a picture of which e-file she bought, and it was a $120 e-file. This was a result of someone unaware of the dangers of purchasing professional technicians' equipment for at-home use. In my opinion, this problem extends to gel polish being available for non-professional use. When skin comes into long-term contact with uncured gel, an allergy to gel usually develops, and gel allergies do not go away. A gel allergy, if you're curious, can look like swollen, calloused skin around your nails, pain and itching on your cuticles and actual nail beds, thickening yellow nails that are lifting from the fingertips, and worse. Obviously, no one is dipping at their hands in uncured gel, but if someone applies it improperly, let's say in too thick of a coat or with a lamp that doesn't have the right wattage, boom, that gel is now not fully cured. The top layer is solid, but the gel underneath that is touching your body isn't. That, over and over, can lead to a gel allergy, and that wouldn't happen if you had a nail license and knew how to make sure your gel was properly applied and fully cured. This is why I believe that the only thing that should be available for non-professional use in the nail world is regular old nail polish. The way that regular nail polish is made these days means that there are very few ways that you can hurt yourself using it. The ingredients are a lot healthier, and the application is simple, and it's non-toxic. There's really no harm in regular nail polish. Gel polish, however, took me about 4 or 5 months before I felt truly comfortable with it when I was learning in nail school. And there are still things that I'm learning about gel polish every day when I am in the actual field working. All of this is to say, the ads on Instagram that say, oh, dip powder manicure is so easy to do at home. Oh, a prey is like so easy. Here's how I do it at home. Don't fall for it. It's, first off, it's not nearly as easy as it looks. And second, you can seriously hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing. So instead, you can come and see me or another nail tech near you that you trust. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and listening. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or requests. See ya.